Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Eric Bass from the band Shinedown. I've been using SIT strings for about 11 years. My rig rundown right now, I am using my new signature model Prestige basses, which we worked really hard on, and I worked on very hard with my tech Hoogie. And Adrian from Prestige, we tried to dial it in, and we got it where we like it. I'm using SIT strings, of course. 110 through 50 gauge is what I use on stage. I use Ampeg for my bass tone. I use Mojo Tone guitar amps for my dirty tone. So I actually use guitar amps and guitar cabinets to get my dirty tone out of my bass. And I use some Digitech pedals and some amongst other things, but that's my basic rig. My preferred type of string. Well, I like the steel stuff, man. It's brighter. It works better for me. Lasts longer. I play a lot with my fingers and a pick, so it's great for both of those things. When I'm using a pick, I really wanted to grind hard and you know, hear the attack and be super bright and get some aggression to it. And then I play with my fingers. I also want to still be able to hear some high end going on. So that's what those do for me. How do I decide string sizes for tunings? I do something that I think is amazing, which is I play 110s on the low. So for me, that works for everything, man. You know, 110 will go all the way up to E. It feels comfortable for me. I can drop that all the way down to C sharp, sometimes B in the studio, and it maintains its tuning and its tension. So for me, it's just always been about having a one-trick pony and that one set of strings that'll do everything I needed to do. What do I find the differences in strings in the studio versus live? When it comes to bass, really the only thing that in the studio I don't like to change strings too much. I have certain basses in the studio that I keep old strings on because I love the way they sound and I know what they're going to do. Low strings, or old strings rather, in the studio have a tendency to be tonally more pleasing. They're more even across the note spectrum, I guess you could say. But then, you know, if I'm doing something that's super heavy, and I guess once again I want that grind and that attack, I'll put a new set of strings on. Flat wounds is another thing. I love flat wounds for certain things, especially like if you have something acoustic and you're putting bass underneath it. I don't want to hear that string noise, but you know, maybe I want a little bit more life to it than just rolling off its own knob. So I'll do flat wounds for something like that. With guitar in the studio, it's all about that's when the tuning thing becomes really important. What are you doing? Are you dropping down super low? You know, putting some 12s or 13s on. I normally play 11s on guitar. That's my go-to gauge. 11 and 12 with a non-wound string on the G string. But yeah, you know, and then for like soloing stuff, man, if you're doing something intricate, light strings are always going to be better for me in a studio environment. You can do a lot more with it. You can get a lot more motion through with the bends and that kind of thing. So that's my take on strings in the studio. Ta-da!